Howdy folks, and welcome to another episode of Stanley and the Sea Can. So today we thought we'd talk about our friends 519 Firearms. So 519 is the area code, which puts us kind of somewhere in southern Ontario, between Windsor and Toronto area. I think they're actually from Guelph, Ontario. So this particular product they have is the upgraded pistol grip forend for a Mossberg 500. So in the box with some nice packaging stuff, and we got this interesting fuzz finished 3D print here piece, right? And we got this interesting tool. So the question we've been getting, and people have been doing lots of interesting things with their Mossberg 500s lately. So it's, how do you get this plastic thing on here when I got my wood piece here? So, it doesn't really go. You can kind of, duct tape it or something on there, but then it's hard to make it do its thing if the duct tape's on the top of the barrel. So I thought, let's just do a quick demo here of how to do it. So of course, prove your firearm safe. We can see the actions open, nothing in the chamber, nothing in the feed tube. Look at the follower there. Everything's good, pointed in a safe direction, of course. Just going to undo this bolt here, and it's captive. It's a big bolt that's going into this magazine tube, and it's captive in this bracket here, so it's kind of forcing the barrel outwards as I'm undoing it. And then once we get there, we can kind of just wiggle it a little bit. Well, it probably wouldn't hurt if I fully unthreaded it. How it is, right? There we go. Kind of wiggle the action, the pump action piece there, and then this can come out, and there we go. So we don't need the barrel for what we're doing now. We just need this. So how do we get, the question, I guess, of the day is, how do we get this wooden thing off to change for the plastic thing? So this tool here is going to reach down, and you can see there's a little castle nut in here. Now the angle of these holes and such, we don't know, doesn't matter so much, as long as it's good and tight, right? So you just throw this on here. They're usually pretty loose, and then you just kind of, turn it off. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So we're going to be turning it counterclockwise, a whole bunch of turns. It's a very fine thread in here. And yeah, as we go a little bit more, this will eventually come off. You can see the handle, the wooden piece is getting looser and looser as we're going. And there we go. So I was kind of using my my left thumb to put forward pressure on this, so that way I know when this is unscrewed. So this whole thing slides off. We need to have this this fancy castle nut with our threads on the inside, and this little step is what's going to hold it all together. Then this piece here is just going to slide on pretty much like that, and it kind of locks in on these little action rods here. And then we throw this guy back on here. We'll wiggle them a little bit so we can get our threads on. And again, these are very fine threads, so we want to be sure we're not cross-threading. So we can do that old trick where you kind of, we'll do that right now. Rather than tell you, I'll show you. Right, so you kind of push it down where you think it's going to go, and we can go literally turn it backwards on purpose. And then at some point in the thread cycle, we're going to feel a little drop and hear, possibly even hear a click. And when we get that, we'll know that our threads are engaged. There it goes right there. And so there. And now we can use this little tool again, because it's kind of oily and kind of shiny, so it's hard to grip on, right? But then we can just tighten this in. Now this is going in nice, and so we can see this has got lots of slack in it now, which is less than ideal, so we don't want that. Just keep turning, turning, turning. And there we go. No need to go crazy tight with this, just kind of like, finger tight. There you go. Now we can see there's no wiggle, or when this does wiggle, it's moving the whole action rods and everything else. So yeah, there we go. So now we have to reinstall the barrel. This is, I guess, technically just storage now. We're just put it in the parts bin, and we're going to want to bring this guy back. The bolt, you want it to be in the back position, because this large squarish cutout right here is where the locking lug goes. So when the bolt goes forward, let's see if we can show you. Bolt goes forward, and right in there you can see the reflection, maybe, or maybe you can see the whole thing, but that is the bolt's locking feature. So when we pull it back a little bit, it goes away. You go forward, it locks up, and it goes into the barrel and the receiver. So we want that closed, or kind of back, so that's not interfering with what we're about to do. And then we're going to get this guy in here. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we just pulled this whole action forward a little bit more and made a bit more clearance in here. And now as we tighten this up, we can kind of hear a little detent ratcheting. It gets nice and tight, and there you go. So now we've got this new 519 pistol grip style foregrip. So I guess you could pump it faster. whatever needs to happen. Of course, you can't do that. Normally I was pushing this button here to release the catch and the action lock, because now it's fully locked in the forward position and it's good to go. So yeah, that's kind of a brief little tutorial on how to change or tighten or adjust or anything your front wooden handguard foregrip pump thing for a Mossberg 500. So the big secret is just you have a little castle nut dealing on the front and need some sort of a little tool. This guy here works. At a pinch, you can probably use an AR-15 wrench on the single point where you'd use on some of the older style castle nuts for the buffer tube. Fits in there pretty good. And yeah, that's all I got for you. Thanks so much. It's like Grandma says, you should measure twice, cut once, but then double check because you probably still screwed it up.